Hello everyone, welcome to Borthakur's IAS Academy, Northeast's premier institute for UPSC, APSC and NPSC preparations. I'm your friend Atreyi and today I'm here with another segment of Current Affairs 365 dated 19th of November 2021. This is your one-stop solution for any news and updates which will help you prepare for your civil services examination, and along with that it is also going to be beneficial for any other Assam state government services. So don't forget to like and share this video and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Facebook as well as Instagram for any further details related to job notifications. The first news of today is about the COVID-19 impact on learning as per the 16th edition of Annual Status of Education Report. This report shows that there is an increase in the dependence on private tuitions and also the absence of ready access to smartphones. We have to give specific attention to in order to make up with the losses that was due to COVID-19 pandemic, especially in the lower classes. The Annual Status of Education Report survey is being facilitated by the Pratham Education Foundation, and this survey is well regarded for the range of insights that it provides on levels of foundational learning at the elementary level. It mainly utilizes the data from Census 2011 as the sampling frame and continues to be an important national source of information regarding children's foundational skills across the country. The report of 2020 was the first ever phone-based survey, and it was conducted in September 2020, which is the 6th month of national school closures. Coming to the key points of this year's report, first is related to the increasing in enrollment in government schools. There has been an unprecedented jump in government school students and a 10-year low in private school enrollments. There we can see a clear shift from private to government schools and a fall in private school enrollment from 28.8% in 2020 to 24.4% in 2021. Moreover, we see tuition dependency. This has reported, this particular survey has reported a growing dependency on private tuition classes, and especially the students from poor families, they are way more dependent than ever on private tuition. Along with that, we see a digital divide. A stark digital divide exists, which carries the risk of severely affecting learning abilities of younger students, especially in the primary grade. Almost a third of all the children in classes 1 and 2, they do not have access to smartphones at home. We can also see problems with the new entrants, as 1 in 3 children in class 1 and 2, they have never attended an in-person classes and they don't have experience of pre-primary classes or Anganwadis, because of which the pandemic has left the youngest entrants in India's formal education system particularly vulnerable. Students who entered the school system after pandemic, they will require way more time to settle down and to get ready for the formal education system. This has led to a learning gap. It has increased the gap. 65% teachers, they have flagged the problem of children being unable to catch up as one of the biggest challenges. And moreover, during the National Achievement Survey of the central government, here field investigators and teachers across the country, they reported that primary grade students, they struggle to make sense out of questions to test basic comprehension and numerical skills. However, we see a positive trend here as the report has captured a decline in the proportion of children not currently enrolled in the 15-16 age group. This is one of the sections which usually faces the highest risk of dropping out. In 2010, the proportion of 15-16-year-olds who were out of school was around 16.1%, and this has reduced to 6.6% in 2021. Other related government initiatives for betterment of education system in our country includes Swayam, then National Knowledge Network, Pragyata Guidelines, National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning, etc. The government needs a multi-pronged approach here with flexible rescheduling of the academic timetable and exploring other options in collaboration with teachers, students and parents in order to make education a fun activity for the students. and they should also make online education more effective, because quality is, we should always keep quality over, prioritize quality over quantity. The teacher's role now has to go beyond just being in control of the class to being to being one who is a facilitator of the knowledge. He should be he should take the responsibility of transferring knowledge to the children. Then we should also focus more on knowledge aspect. Education is not just a competition, but it should be a source of motivation for each one of us. The students, they are meant to discover their choices and their subject interests rather than just covering up the syllabus. Moving ahead to the next news, which is about the Sydney Dialogue. This news will be tagged under GS Paper 2 under the subtopics of government policies and interventions and bilateral groupings and agreements. Recently, the Prime Minister of India delivered the keynote at inaugural Sydney Dialogue via a video conference. Here he spoke on the theme of India's technology evolution and revolution. The Sydney Dialogue is an initiative of the Australian Strategic Policy Institute. This is an annual summit of cyber and critical technologies which discuss the fallout of digital domain on the law and order situation of the world. Other such initiatives includes the Eastern Economic Forum, Future Investment Initiatives, etc. Now coming back to the major highlights of this address. First of all, India highlighted the importance of ensuring cryptocurrencies do not end up in the wrong hands. Because of the unregulated nature of crypto market, our Prime Minister called for taking progressive and forward steps in this regard. India's space sector is also open to private investment, and the agriculture sector is reaping its benefits of digital revolution. In 2020, our government opened the InSpace, that is Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center, in order to provide a level playing field for private companies which uses the Indian space infrastructure. Then in this address, our Prime Minister also highlighted the leaps in India's digital revolution, which has redefined economy, society, as well as politics. But we cannot even deny the fact that the digital age is raising new questions on sovereignty, governance, ethics, law, rights, as well as security. The Prime Minister also discussed 5 important transitions of our country, which we have experienced in the recent times. First one being the world's most extensive public information infrastructure that is being built in our country. Over 1.3 billion Indians, they have a unique identity, digital identity, which is Aadhaar, and 600,000 villages will soon be connected with broadband and world's most efficient payment infrastructure, which is the Unified Payment Interface. Along with that, the second important transition was use of digital technology for governance, empowerment, connectivity, delivery of benefits and welfare. For example, the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. Then we also have common services centers, etc. Third point was related to India being the world's third largest and fastest growing startup ecosystem, followed by India's industry and services sector, including agriculture. These are undergoing massive digital transformation. For example, the introduction of government e-marketplace, GEM, and the agri startups. Fifth one is the large effort which India has been putting on for betterment of our future. That includes investing in developing indigenous capabilities in telecom technology like use of 5G and 6G. India is also one of the leading nations when it comes to artificial intelligence and machine learning, which will be human centered and will help in the ethical use of artificial intelligence. India is also developing equally strong capabilities in cloud platforms as well as cloud computing. The next news is related to continuation of the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana's first 2 phases and also the road connectivity project for left-wing extremism affected areas. Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, they gave its approval for continuation of the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, first 2 phases of that scheme up to September 2022, and also the road connectivity project for left-wing extremism affected areas up to March 2023. Now, let us have a look at these projects. The Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, it is a centrally sponsored scheme, and the first phase was launched in the year 2000. The main aim was to provide connectivity to the eligible unconnected habitations of around 500 plus plain areas and 250 plus areas of northeastern and Himalayan states. The scheme also included component of upgradation of the existing rural roads for those districts where all the eligible habitations had been saturated. The second phase was approved by Cabinet in May 2013, and that aimed at towards consolidation of around 50,000 km of the existing rural road networks. Third phase was launched in the year 2019, and the implementation period of the third phase is up to March 2025. Here they are working towards consolidation of around 1,25,000 kilometers, and it will help providing connection to the Grameen agricultural markets, higher secondary schools and hospitals. The road connectivity project for left-wing extremism affected areas. This project was launched in 2016 for upgradation of road length and building bridges of strategic importances in 9 states. These states includes Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Telangana and Uttar Pradesh. The implementation period was from 2016-17 to 2019-20, and here many roads and bridges have been constructed, and they are all identified by the Ministry of Home Affairs in consultation with the states and security forces related to that particular area. The major significance of these projects are that they would have a positive impact on sectors like agriculture, health, education, urbanization, and employment generation. Along with that, the connectivity with rural areas, it is the most important agenda behind any such scheme. Construction of all-weather connectivity roads, it will balance the habitations and will also unlock the economic potential of connected habitations. Along with that, it will improve the overall efficiency of road network and will provide useful services of transportation and goods and services for the people. Both construction and upgradation activities of roads and bridges, it would generate direct and indirect employment among the local population. However, there are many challenges when it comes to implementing such schemes. Major challenges includes lack of dedicated funds, as most of the funds which are meant for rural development, it somehow gets stuck, and either it gets stuck or it gets consumed by some miscreants. Then next is limited involvement of Panchayati Raj institution when it comes to rural development. There are less working season and difficult terrain, particularly when it comes to the northeastern and other hill states. And security concerns are also equally possessing threat towards implementation of such schemes, specifically in the left-wing extremism areas. Rural road connectivity is one of the key components when it comes to rural development, and it promotes both social and economic services. Furthermore, it helps in generating increased agricultural incomes and provides employment opportunities among the rural population. So government in this regard should consider the engagement with any international financial institution that would provide loans to construct the basic rural infrastructure. The next news is about the bribery risk matrix of 2021. This was released by an anti-bribery standard setting organization named TRACE. This matrix, it measures the business bribery risk in 194 countries, territories, and autonomous and semi-autonomous regions. This matrix was originally published in 2014 to meet a need in the business community for more reliable and nuanced information about the risks of commercial bribery worldwide. The score here is provided through calculation on 4 factors. It includes enforcement and anti-bribery deterrence, business transactions with government and civil service transparency, and lastly, the capacity for civil society oversight, which includes the role of media. Now, coming to the performance of all the countries, India has slipped 5 places down from 77th rank last year, and now it is in the 82nd position. This year's score of India is 44, and last year it had a score of 45. However, India fared better than its neighbors, including Pakistan, China, Nepal, and Bangladesh. Bhutan, meanwhile, secured the 62nd position. Coming to the other countries of the world, the highest commercial bribery risk countries includes North Korea, Turkmenistan, Venezuela, and Eritrea, while Denmark, Norway, Finland, Sweden, and New Zealand, they were present at the lowest. From 2020 to 2021, all the countries of Gulf Cooperation Council, they have experienced an increase in the commercial bribery risk. India, in pursuance to its commitment to the zero tolerance against corruption, it has taken several measures to combat corruption, which includes systematic improvement and reforms to provide transparent, citizen-friendly services and reduce corporate corruption. Then we are also implementing e-tendering in public procurements. India is trying to introduce e-governance and simplification of the procedures and systems in order to, minimize the involvement of middlemen. And moreover, along with that, we are also introducing the government procurement through government e-marketplaces. As per the Prevention of Corruption Act of 1988, it criminalizes the act of giving bribes and will help check big ticket corruptions by creating a vicarious liability in respect of senior management of commercial organizations.
And this was all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it will be helpful. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'll see you all again tomorrow with another segment of Current Affairs 365 only on Borthakur's IAS Academy, Northeast's premier institute for UPSC, APSC and NPSC preparations. Till then, take good care of yourselves and keep learning. Bye-bye.
Borthakur IAS Academy. প্রস্তুতি আৰু অধ্যয়নৰ নিৰ্ভৰযোগ্য ঠিকনা।
Borthakur IAS Academy.